open window closed. I used to dream of blowing up, touring, rocking shows. The more you starve for accolades, the more the hunger grows. I practice every day, cause making a plan B others couldn't waste. I went from being broke to getting love in every state. Depended on my strength and faith when others couldn't wait. I wait the shit and say trying to get a name. But when I look back on it now, I had to be insane. Cause my city was wild and I was living in the midst. Motivation's great and becomes the pavement. Hateful words stated, and some came out my own mouth. Got tired of doors slamming on me, so I built my own house. Yeah, you gon' lose a lot of realness, support, and preference is legit. And it's real easy, the same problems as everybody.
Of the end of the world, knowing this first. For men shall be lovers of their own selves, covetous, boasters, proud, blasphemers, disobedient to parents, unthankful, accusers, incontinent, fierce, despisers of those that are good, traitors, heady, high-minded, men of for their folly shall be eating and drink took them all away, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be.
Back now to the fight to and it will be
rolling underserved in this vaccination effort. A lot teamed up and started effort about 300 doses of good morning. Appreciate you being. You've gone out and knocked on doors.
About 104 with them that the medical
here to be getting it.
Yes, and
seen it, done it, been there, drove that. Fly G and SUV. Things mind explodes. LVO
with. Remember Jesus, so this is showing, there's this whole section up to this point in this commercial, you know, so boring and so restrictive, so ordered, so structured, with no colour. Remember, you notice every time that they show this colour coming clones. So this has got another reference to cracking through time, because we have the metronome, which is referencing time, the tempo. And straight after we saw two eyes coming through this black void, the Alpha and Omega. And here we go, here's that that whole tunnel CERN symbolism again. You know, and cracking through. These are some very... So I don't want to go too deep into this because it's quite the sodomy agenda, and a lot of their symbolism through the third eye, which is to do with the new age. I'm sure you don't need me to explain exactly why, you know, there's that with the Enlightenment and the New Age. The old age, and now it's referencing this new magical age, much like the symbolism of the lady in red. And this car often representing the male genitalia, sex magic ritual, and it's about the birthing ritual for the New Age. Again, with the enemy...
OMG, an SUV from Italy, 500 HS, hell yes, hashtag blessed, pure power, rush hour, damn, I need a cold shower.
So we've saw where they're showing this same sex magic ritual for the birth of the New Age.
I need a cold shower.
The heart. But this is all the same thing shown by cracking through the heart of time, heart of the earth. Look at that, the thunder and lightning. And the matrix. This represents the memory.
bringing the
It's been impacted so greatly. You have a lot of people that worked in the live event industry that are essentially not working as outside of the stadium and not inside the friendly confines of Petco Park. So it has been a bizarro world, COVID-19. This is how Ticketmaster has entered the conversation. According to a Billboard report, Ticketmaster wants to use smartphones to verify whether customers have been vaccinated or tested for coronavirus. Now, customers would need to prove a negative result within 72 hours length of coverage for any test. So essentially what you would have happen is, just like you would use your phone to check into this live event, you would use your phone for them to check to see if you've been vaccinated, if and when a vaccine comes out, and if you've been tested and you've tested negative. So for those that work in the live entertainment industry that have been out of work, like we just said, this is good news, right? Any news about a potential return to them is good.
Possibly in nicety. The boundaries of human individual personal thought, desire, and deed. A society of echoes, a reaction. An empty element of the crowd blowing in the wind. Depersonalized, derealized, ignorant yet arrogant, a know-it-all yet aimless, and in desperate need of a direction. Now compound this, even using the term democracy is psychotic at this point. We are not so-called information glut. Too much contact, too much attention, stimulation, too much of everything. Not to mention disorganization or disorder. Currently we see impulsive, avoidant, so away. Our current society is undergoing a mass wave of technological exposure. What I find interesting is that the psychological emotional, for instance, the drug being buys the fixated to properly thinking it. Pathway.
Mr. Crowley, how do you do?
Eat.
Also, not my thing. That's not very satanic.
On the contrary, Satan is love. In your heart, you worship Satan just as I do. Every beautiful woman does.
What has come to light is that it is not so surprising for a lot of architects, doctors, lawyers,
people who have made
that they have serpent of jewel
of that I keep with them to make a traveler and blind choice to take what they can get in this lifetime. And to embrace one, you must embrace the other. It's not like it's some wishy-washy prison.
I know you do. It is a very not easy to understand, except being cured of what they or healed and mental.
Place a Satan in out, what with me
In Luciferian, yes.
Now it's not an egg, is it?
I was controlled.
Temperature control, okay.
Yes.
Right.
Actually, it was in the album so much. Born, you with the egg and the rebirth. It's meant to signify.
Stelvio.
The Agenda of Babylon. Alfa Romeo, the Cross and the Serpent. It is all about cracking through time and the snake eating a man. And in the Bible we are told that God is in control, not these. At the end of the day, God himself sends the strong delusion. The devil is a wind-up toy, so that all who choose unrighteousness and reject the true way of Jesus Christ may fall into the trap of the enemy and the great delusion, because they do not want the truth.
I'm so glad. All right, Crowley. Let's not waste our breath on formalities.
At once, sir.
Such a lovely boy. What do you want, Crowley? I want your soul, of course. That is, my master wants it. Do it yours. Give me my sister. You're a businessman, Mr. Wayne. You know that saying something doesn't make it so. I'll need a contract. Inked in your blood.
Oh, please spare me this spillage. I don't believe in Satan.
Oh, you're modern. Rational, well-educated. A civilized man of peace and moderation. Of course you don't believe in Satan, but that doesn't matter. Satan believes in you. Cute. It's you he wants. Your spiritual essence, not your company.
Alistair is just a very wise and loving man. A teacher.
In exchange for my sister's liberty, I have to sell... I have to sell my soul to the devil.
Precisely. You get my master's eternal friendship. You're a smart businessman, Mr. Wayne. Think of that. Think of the power you'll have.
I have power now, you fool. I could buy and sell the likes of you.
See now, there's the beast inside of you.
There's no beast in you. Now be honest, Thomas. Tell me you didn't meet the devil.
Roman is a crazy boy who lives in me. And he says the things that I don't want to say. He was born, just a few months ago. I think he was born out of rage. He was conceived in rage. So he bashes everyone. He threatens to beat people, and he's violent.
That must be nice to have like an ignorant loudmouth who you can just sort of blame every...
He wants to be blamed. I don't want to blame him. I ask him to leave, but he can't. He's here for a reason. People have brought him out. People conjured him up. Now he won't leave.
Notice in Beyonce's Super Bowl appearance that as she's emerging from the circle with the inverted pentagram, her face becomes distorted, as though she has now given her body over to the spirit she identified elsewhere as Sasha Fierce. Here we see that the normally sweet-appearing Beyonce now looks like a different person, more like a man than a woman. Throughout the rest of her Super Bowl performance, Sasha Fierce's mean man face will appear as much as Beyonce's. Beyonce has admitted that this spirit is not a friendly spirit, hence the name Fierce. Of course, God's word, the Bible, reveals that when it comes to fallen angels, only demonic entities possess human beings. From the time she enters the circle with the pentagram, Beyonce's face morphs repeatedly into a demonic and evil sneer. So horrific were many of the faces that Beyonce manifested that her publicists told BuzzFeed that they wanted them to remove pictures that they considered unflattering to Beyonce, some of which you are seeing here. Satan's desire has always been to be worshipped in place of God the Creator. In Isaiah chapter 14, we read that Satan wanted to be like the Most High God and wanted to exalt his throne above the stars of God. In Matthew chapter 4, Satan asked Jesus to bow down and worship him. Jesus responded and said, "Get behind me, Satan. It is written, thou shalt worship the Lord thy God and serve him only." Sadly, this is ultimately what Satan and the demonic realm want. Here we see Beyonce, or Sasha Fierce, give the creepy request of asking the crowd to reach out to her so she can feel their energy.
Everybody put your hands towards me. Everybody, I want to feel your energy. Wave your hands with me, come on.
Tragically, the crowd is clueless as to who they are praising. May God help us to wake up to the fact that his word declares that we are not wrestling against mere flesh and blood, but against Satan and the demonic spirit hierarchy that are hell-bent on bringing as many people to the lake of fire with them as they can.
And the 7 angels which had the 7 trumpets prepared themselves to sound. The first angel sounded, and there followed hail and fire mingled with blood, and they were cast upon the earth. And the third part of trees was burnt up, and all green grass was burnt up. And I heard a great voice out of the temple, saying to the 7 angels, Go your ways, and pour out the vials of the wrath of God upon the earth. And the first went, and poured out his vial upon the earth, and there fell a noisome and grievous sore upon the men which had the mark of the beast, and upon them which worshipped his image. And the second angel sounded, and as it were a great mountain burning with fire was cast into the sea, and the third part of the sea became blood. And the third part of the creatures which were in the sea and had life died, and the third part of the ships were destroyed. And the second angel poured out his vial upon the sea, and it became as the blood of a dead man, and every living soul died in the sea. And the third angel sounded, and there fell a great star from heaven, burning as it were a lamp, and it fell upon the third part of the rivers and upon the fountains of waters. And the name of the star is called Wormwood.
We are all somewhat guilty and victim, friend and foe of ourselves and others.